Have you ever felt like everything in life was falling apart? Like no matter how hard you try, the obstacles just keep piling up? Well, let me tell you a secret. Some of the most successful and inspiring people in history started right there, at rock bottom. They didn't stay there, though. They turned their setbacks into the most incredible comebacks. Today, we're going to talk about the power of a comeback. We'll share real stories of triumph that will remind you it's not over until you say it's over. So, stay with me until the end, because your comeback could be right around the corner. First, let's talk about what a comeback really means. A comeback isn't just about winning a game, acing a test, or getting a promotion. It's about getting back up when life knocks you down. It's about refusing to give up, no matter how tough the situation looks. Think of life like a boxing match. Sometimes, we get hit so hard that we fall to the ground. A comeback is when you get back up, dust yourself off, and say, "I'm not done yet." Let me tell you about Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time. It's hard to believe, but when Michael Jordan was in high school, he didn't make the varsity basketball team. He was told he wasn't good enough. Can you imagine how he must have felt? He could have given up right there and decided basketball wasn't for him. But instead, Michael used that rejection as fuel. He practiced harder than ever before, day and night. He turned his failure into motivation. Years later, he became a 6-time NBA champion and a global sports icon. Michael Jordan himself said, "I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." The lesson here? Rejection isn't the end. It's the beginning of your comeback story. Comebacks matter because they prove that failure isn't final. They remind us that struggles are part of life, but they don't define us. What defines us is how we respond. Did you know that every successful person has failed at some point? It's true. The difference between winners and quitters is simple. Winners try again. Now let's talk about J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Today she's one of the richest women in the world, but her journey wasn't easy. Before she became famous, J.K. Rowling was a single mom, living in poverty, struggling to make ends meet. She couldn't even afford to heat her apartment. She sent her manuscript for Harry Potter to 12 different publishers, and guess what? Every single one of them rejected it, but she didn't give up. She believed in her story, and eventually, one publisher said yes. Today, Harry Potter is a global phenomenon, loved by millions of people around the world. Her story shows us that persistence pays off. Even when no one else believes in you, you have to believe in yourself. So, what's the secret to a great comeback? It all starts with your mindset. If you believe you're defeated, you've already lost. But if you tell yourself, "This is just a challenge, and I can overcome it," you're already on your way to victory. There's a powerful quote that says, "Your mindset is your superpower." It's true. The way you think about a problem determines how you approach it. Remember, failure is temporary. Your comeback is permanent. Let's go back in history for a moment. Have you heard of Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb? It's easy to look at his success and think it came naturally to him, but the truth is, Edison failed over 1,000 times before he created a working light bulb. When someone asked him how he felt about failing so many times, he replied, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." Now that's the mindset of a comeback. Instead of seeing failure as the end, Edison saw it as part of the process. And because of that, he changed the world. If comebacks are so powerful, why don't more people make them? The truth is, many people let fear stop them. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, or even fear of what other people will think. But here's something to think about. What's scarier, failing or never trying at all? The people who succeed in life are the ones who are willing to fail. They know that every failure is just another step closer to success. Speaking of fear, let's talk about Oprah Winfrey. Today she's a media queen, a billionaire, and an inspiration to millions. But did you know she was fired from one of her first TV jobs? Her boss told her she wasn't fit for television. Most people would have been crushed by that kind of rejection, but not Oprah. She used it as a stepping stone to build her own empire. She became one of the most successful talk show hosts in history. Her story reminds us that setbacks are not roadblocks. They're detours that lead us to something better. Here's the thing about comebacks. They don't just happen by themselves. You have to take action. Imagine you're in a dark tunnel. A comeback is like lighting a match. The light doesn't come from sitting still, it comes from striking the match. It's the same in life. To create your comeback, you have to take the first step, no matter how small it seems. One of my favorite comeback stories is about Walt Disney. Before he built his empire, Disney was fired from a newspaper job because his editor said he had no creativity. Can you imagine that? The man who created Mickey Mouse and Disneyland was told he wasn't creative enough. But Walt Disney didn't let that stop him. He believed in his dreams and he kept pushing forward. Today, his legacy inspires people all over the world. Let's take a moment to talk about why your comeback matters. You see, your comeback isn't just about you. It's bigger than that. It's about the people around you, your family, your friends, and even strangers who might hear your story one day. Think about this. How many times have you been inspired by someone else's journey? Maybe it was a celebrity, a historical figure, or even someone in your community. Their story gave you hope, didn't it? Their ability to rise above challenges reminded you that you could do it too. That's the power of a comeback. It creates a ripple effect. When you decide to overcome your struggles, you become a beacon of hope for others. You show them that it's possible to keep going, even when the odds are stacked against you. Now imagine this. One day, someone could be telling your story to inspire others. Someone who's feeling hopeless might hear about how you picked yourself up and kept moving forward. Your resilience could be the reason they decide to keep fighting. Your comeback is your legacy. It's a reminder to the world that setbacks are temporary, but the human spirit is unstoppable. Your comeback also matters because it helps you reclaim your self-worth. Let's be honest, failure can make us feel small, defeated, or even ashamed. But when you choose to fight back, you remind yourself that you're stronger than your circumstances. Every step you take toward your comeback is a victory. It's a statement that says, I am more than my mistakes. I am more than my struggles. I am capable of greatness. Let me share an example. Imagine a single parent working multiple jobs to provide for their children. They might feel exhausted and defeated at times. But when they keep pushing forward, they're not just building a better life for themselves. They're teaching their kids the value of hard work, resilience, and hope. Or think about a student who's struggling in school. Maybe they've failed a few exams and feel like giving up. But when they decide to try again, they not only change their own future, they might inspire their classmates, their teachers, and even their family. Your actions, no matter how small they seem, have the power to inspire others.